Hi, I'm back again to read chapter 13, The Baths of Diana. Next morning, he was rudely awakened. A brawny Arab was stooping over him, shaking him roughly by the shoulder. "This time I've caught you, you scamp," he railed. "This is the second time you sneaked in here at night. Get up, you're going straight to the police." Mucius started up, stammering, "What's the matter? Where am I? Who are you?" "I'm the superintendent," the Arab said. "How did you get in here?" "I fell through by accident," Mucius said, pointing to the skylight high overhead through which a bit of morning sky could be seen. "You're lying," the superintendent grunted. "You jumped in here last night before the night before last too. Yesterday morning you got away from me, but you won't be so lucky today." "I'm not lying," Mucius cried out. "I did fall in last night and never before." "Oh, you deny it. What's your name?" "Mucius Marius Dominicius," Mucius said proudly. "Ha!" the superintendent exclaimed with a righteous wrath. "Then you're the one." And he thrust a bronze lantern under Mucius's nose. Here's a picture for you. "So, here's your name right here. Mucius Marius Dominicius. This is your lantern. That proves it. Lying won't do you any good." Mucius was speechless. It actually was his lantern, the very one Rufus had taken by mistake. The superintendent grinned triumphantly. "I found the lantern yesterday morning on the floor of the pool. You're a liar and deserve a good thrashing." But Mucius was paying no attention, for a stirring thought had occurred to him. Could Rufus always have been in the baths of Diana yesterday? "What was the boy like? The one you found here yesterday?" he asked quickly. The superintendent was startled. "What's that? What was he like?" "Like you, of course." "That couldn't be," Mucius said. "He can't have looked like me because I wasn't here." The superintendent's bad temper returned. "So here we go again. Of all the bare-faced... Listen, you little scamp. You have some way of getting in and bathing without paying the entrance fee. For this kind of trick, you'll go to prison." This frightened Mucius. Prison was the last place he wanted to go. "I didn't intend to sneak in," he said. "I'll pay. What's the fee?" 10 sesterces. Children pay half," the superintendent said. "I'll bring you the money today," Mucius said. "No, wait a minute, maybe I have it with me." He hastily rolled up his toga, reached into the pocket of his tunic, and found, to his relief, that he had not lost the handkerchief with the money. He untied the knot, picked out a silver coin worth 20 sesterces, and gave it to the superintendent. "But I have no change," the superintendent said, his eyes riveted on the money in the handkerchief. "No change required," Mucius said generously. The superintendent hesitated. "Where did you get all that money?" he asked suspiciously. "It's my pocket money," Mucius boldly claimed. He did not feel like telling the complicated story of how he happened to have money with him. "Your father must be awfully rich to be able to give you such pocket money," the superintendent said slowly. "My father is Marius Dominicius, the tribune," Mucius said. The superintendent's eyes widened in disbelief. "What's that?" he exclaimed. "His Excellency Dominicius? Do you mean it?" Mucius gave a superior smile and pointed to the lantern. "There it is," he said. "Marius Dominicius. You just read it to me." The superintendent's manner changed abruptly. He bowed low, stammering, "Excuse my words. I beg your pardon for them. Please don't report this little incident to your father. I did not realize... I let my temper run away with me. After all, I am in charge here and have to see that the rules are observed. We can't just have anybody sneaking in and using the baths without paying. Besides, it's dangerous. I drain the water out of the pool every night. If boys get in the habit of sneaking in via the roof, one of them sooner or later is going to jump into the empty pool and break his bones. And then won't I be in trouble? You are very lucky, young sir, that there was still enough water in the basin. Shall I dry your clothes? You can't go home in that state." "No time for that," Mucius suddenly realizing that he had not been home all night. "How late is it anyway?" "The sun has just about risen. I must hurry," Mucius said, and started at a trot for the entrance. Almost immediately, however, he slowed down to a stop. "Tell me about the boy who was here last night," he asked. When I opened the doors yesterday morning, the superintendent said, a boy dashed out of the building, almost knocking me down as he went by. It happened so quickly that I only caught a glimpse of him from the back. I couldn't catch him either. He shot off like a barbarian. He must have come in by way of the roof the night before. That is the only way he could have got in, because I make sure the place is empty before I lock up every night, and this is the only entrance. When I found you on the bench this morning, I naturally thought you were the same fellow. But if you say you're not, you're not, he added in a hasty apology. You better take your money back. Never mind about that, Mucius called and trotted off. Very kind of you, young sir, the superintendent called after him. Mucius ran the short distance to Broad Street, crossed and made a detour around the Forum. He did not want to be seen by the people in his present condition. His clothes were wet and filthy, and his hair uncombed shock. But suddenly he stopped, dead, as though he had been struck by a bolt from the blue. Heavenly gods, he murmured to himself, Rufus is innocent. For it had suddenly occurred to him that Rufus could not possibly have written Caius as a dumbbell on the temple wall. Rufus had been locked up all night long in the baths of Diana. And that is the end of chapter 13. And chapter 14 is a letter to the emperor.